Hey guys, it's Jake here with eTrailer. Today we have a 2024 Chevrolet Tahoe and we're going to be taking a look at and I'm going to show you how to install the Roadmaster diode wiring kit for flat towing. Adding a diode wiring kit to the taillights on your Tahoe is going to give you the same type of functioning that you would if you had trailer lights. So because you're pulling your vehicle behind your motorhome, you have to be able to transfer the lighting signals from the motorhome to the back of your Tahoe. And that's what these are designed to do. They're going to tie in behind the taillights with your factory wiring so that when you're not using your vehicle to be flat towed behind your motorhome, your taillights are going to operate just as normal. There are a couple other options out there on the market for lighting, to get lights to the back of your vehicle while you're flat towing it. One is going to be magnetic lights, which I do not like because you have to set them up every single time you go to flat tow your vehicle. The other thing is you're going to have to run that wire from the back of your vehicle over top, somehow securing it. A lot of people will run it under their windshield wipers. It's just kind of a pain because you have to set that up every time. I really do think that diodes are the best option that you can go with because it's just going to be tapping into two wires on the back of our taillights in order to get those signals back here. There's going to be a 4-pole wire in this kit that you'll have to run from the front of your vehicle to the back. You'll have to splice off and go to each taillight. We are going to show you how to do that later in the installation, but if you don't already have a 6-pole plug, you'll need to pick up one of those because one does not come with the kit. We do have a Roadmaster diode wiring kit that comes with a 6-pole plug and a pigtail that goes to a 7-pole on the back of your RV. We did not have to go with that kit. We just have the diodes and the 4-pole because we have a Roadmaster Nighthawk tow bar that comes with the wiring pre-run in the tow bar, and it comes with a 6-pole plug. So if you're looking for a new tow bar or you don't have a tow bar, this pairing with the kit that we installed today and this tow bar works out perfect. If you already have a tow bar, that's perfectly fine. You'll just have to pick up the kit that comes with a new pigtail and a new 6-pole. Now that we've gone over some of those features, let's go ahead and show you how to get it installed. To begin your installation, you're going to need to take your 4-pole wire from the front of your vehicle and get it to the back somehow. I like to run it through the frame rail if possible. You can obviously see we have our front fascia off because we just got done putting this Blue Ox base plate on. But what you want to do is you want to run it. I just put this wire loom on because it comes with a kit to just get it started. And then you want to strip back all of the white wire except for about 3 feet here towards the front of the vehicle. The rest of it is just going to be your yellow, brown, and green wires going back. So I just ran it back, used a piece of airline tubing to run it through our frame rail. If you are putting a supplemental braking system that requires to tap into the 4-pole wire for the diodes, you will want to run a loop up into your engine bay and then come back down, and we can continue on with running it to the back. We got the wire back through the frame to this point, and then I was running into issues trying to get past this cross beam, and then there's an extra support here welded on the bottom of the frame to be able to protect this gas tank. So I just was not having very good luck from here back. So I came out, ran it up on top of the frame, and then just tied it off to existing wiring all the way to the back of the vehicle. I ran it on top of that frame all the way. We had it here, ran it across through our frame so that it has more protection, and I zip tied it off to some wiring here, and now we're ready to pull it up into the driver's side taillight. We're going to need to get these taillights out so that we can test for our wire functions so that we can tap into it with our diodes. To get these taillights out, you just want to take a plastic trim panel tool, stick it back here, pop these loose, and then we're going to have a little one here on the side that we can also pop loose, and it just comes straight down. Then up here in this slot, you can see a little T15 Torx bit screwed in there, and then there's going to be one down here at the bottom. So we'll get those removed. If you just put your hand behind the light, give it some sharp pulls back, we'll pull it straight out. And then what I'm going to do is I need to test for the functioning. I know that this top one here is going to be our brake and turn signals. So I need to test the function of the wires in this harness. And then we need to figure out which harness is going to be our, this big red, looks like half of a T. That's going to be our running light signal, which it looks like that's going to be this harness right here. I've got our airline tubing taped off to our brown and yellow wires. The green wire I stripped back off of these two because we do not need it to come up here. It needs to go over to our passenger side for our right turn signal. The brown wire will end up having to be teed off and go back down. So we'll get that done here in a little bit. But essentially, we'll just cut these two to length. I like to make sure that there's more than enough, so you pull it out to as far as the harness goes. Just cut it right there, and then we can get these stripped back. In your kit, you're going to have 5 of these blue spade connectors, and you're going to have 1 yellow spade connector. The difference between the yellow and the blue is that the yellow is going to be able to take 2 wires. So we'll want to tie this other brown wire back into it, and this is going to go back down and underneath for our passenger side. So we'll tuck this back down in there. And you just crimp these on like any normal butt connector. There's nothing super special about them. We're going to start with our brake and turn signal. I've cut our white wire in half. That's when we found out that is the correct signal. Cut the wire in half, strip back both ends, and essentially the diode needs to go in between these 2 wires. So we'll take a spade terminal and put one on each one. Then we'll take one of our diodes. The out will go towards the light. And then your other wire is going to go into one of the ends. So we've got that lined up. You want to make sure that this is connected properly. Don't be surprised if you got to take these. You can see the little crimped ends on the inside. I almost always have to give them a little squeeze with the pliers to get them to bite a little bit more. Since this is our stop and turn, we'll take the yellow wire and connect that up. Now we're going to do that exact same thing with the brown wire on this harness. You can see there's also a black wire, but we'll use the brown wire for the power, and we'll do the same thing. And then attach our yellow spade terminal to our diode. Now you want to run your brown and green wire over to the passenger side. I just went through the hitch tube. It works out perfect because it goes pretty much from side to side. And we just ran it through. That way it'll be safe. Ran it up, did the same thing that we did on the other side, stretch it out about the same length. The wires that we're going to be using are the exact same as on the driver's side. So we'll have the brown for our running light signal, and then the white wire, or the off shell, it's like an eggshell color, for our stop and turn. We'll go ahead and get all of our wires connected the same way we did on the driver's side. The only difference is our green wire is going to go to our white wire instead of our yellow. To test our wiring properly, you're going to need to wire up your 6-pole. We've just got it temporarily mocked up here. At the top of the plug, so the way that the lid opens like this, you're going to start with the brown wire on the top, and then going around counterclockwise, you'll have white, yellow, then green. Now that we've got all of our diodes safely in place, we put our taillights back on, and we're going to test them out to make sure that they're working properly. We'll start with our taillights, our left turn, our brake lights, and our right turn. Well guys, hopefully this video helped you decide whether or not the Roadmaster diode wiring kit for flat towing is right for you in your 2024 Chevrolet Tahoe.